But I'm afraid the Bitcoin crash isn't over yet. And there is certainly something with the 2021 investors should learn from the 2017 investors. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, is the crash of Bitcoin finally over? This is the million-dollar question that is going on in the cryptocurrency world. We'll get to the crux of this matter, and by the end of this video, we'll have an answer to it. And what will be the exact price where you can enter Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency? We will discuss and get to the crux of that as well. To begin with, let's bifurcate the existing pool of investors into two categories. The first one being those investors who invested in Bitcoin back in 2017. And the other pool of investors, those who started to invest very recently during the recent bull market, which began in the year 2021. So there's certainly something that this pool of investors need to learn from this pool of investors. Now, if we have a look at the chart of Bitcoin, we see this particular up move, the bull run, which began in December 2017 and which began in 2017 and started the decline in 2018, right? And then there is this humongous bull run which started very recently in the mid 2020s, and now we see that the price is down. So what peculiar formation we see over here is that this is kind of a spike formation which occurred that time around, right? And even now, if we see, this is kind of a spike formation that is happening here as well. We are looking at the monthly time frame. So this is a very compressed chart, right? Obviously, when we go deeper into the time frames, we will see something like a wave formation and not peculiar spike formation that we are seeing over here. But what I want to come down to is that the price of Bitcoin has got an impulsive nature, right? So it is always said that whenever the price is on the descendancy, whenever it is in the bearish direction, it is always a good ploy to stay away from the price. We're talking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, right? But when the price is on the ascendancy, you should always participate in the bull run of Bitcoin and make as much gains as possible. But if we talk about stocks, there's an idea that goes around in the world of stocks and stock markets, which says that you must always buy in the dips, right? So whenever a stock forms a pullback, it is said that you should make use of the dip and buy the stocks. But that, I'm afraid, does not hold true in the case of Bitcoin, because the nature of the movement of Bitcoin's price is very impulsive in nature, and that is what we can conclude from here. When we see a spike like this, we are about to see a spike like this as well. Now, if we go to the daily time frame of Bitcoin, here what we see is something different, and which is very obvious again. So what we see here is we don't see a spike formation, but we see something like this, which is a wave kind of a formation, obviously, because we are seeing a deeper time frame, right? Now, if you divide this into two parts, this being part number one, this being part number two, and if you ask any layman or a schoolboy to complete the pattern, right? So what he'll do when he sees a pattern like this happening, he'll complete the pattern in this way, right? So this is the impulsive nature of Bitcoin, which tells us that even though we see some kind of a respite here, because we saw a low here at around 30,000 US dollars, and after which we saw a rise in the price. We saw a rise in the price, then again we see it down, then again we see a rise in the price. This is very uh, less significant when you look at the big picture. The big picture tells us that this happened and now this is about to happen. So with that being said, it is very much fair to assume that the price of Bitcoin hasn't crashed enough and it is still in the process of crashing down, as we saw in the earlier bull run of 2017. The sideways movement or the regular up and down, which is very much entertaining for the investors of now, is actually not that entertaining for those who invested back in 2017, because they know what, whenever Bitcoin goes down, it is not all at once, right? It does not happen within 4 5 days or 10 days or 15 days. It takes time, because the whales of Bitcoin who are sitting there, who are actually uh, playing the game, unfair to say that are playing the game, they are actually making others play by making their own play field. So that they take the game in a very serious manner, and they go step by step. If they want the price of Bitcoin to come down, they will do it step by step, and over a period of time the price of Bitcoin will be pushed down by the sellers. Having that experience of 2017 and looking at the price chart with the help of some technical analysis tools, though technical analysis is not that pertinent on a crypto chart as it is on a stocks chart, right? But still, we get some idea about how the mentality of the buyers and sellers is transforming on the charts. I think a level of around 25,000 US dollars is on the cards. Even if it does not reach 25,000, I don't think the current price of Bitcoin is a good price to enter. Now, why do I say that again? Let's have a look at the charts once again. Let's have a look at the daily charts over here. So here what we see is the upper limit of this particular fall, which you can assume to be this level, around this level. So it has to be around 42,000 US dollars. Currently the price is at 35,000 US dollars. So this level itself hasn't been broken yet. And if that happens, that will be a breakdown of a double bottom pattern like this. All right, and now we see the price coming down again. So the bias is negative, the bias is bullish, the bias is not positive, right? Because we don't see this level being reached very, like you can understand the bias by looking at the chart, and this level is not attempted by the price very frequently, but you see so many times the price is attempting this downside movement. So the more attempts it makes to break a certain level, the more are the chances of it breaking that. And looking at this sideways movement and this bearish move and this sideways movement, a bearish move in the downside is expected. Even if that does not happen, and even if this study goes for a toss, still I don't think current price of Bitcoin is a good price to enter. And the reason why I say that, I can change my stance on this particular take when I see the price moving above 43,000 US dollars. When once it goes above this price and then it again comes down here and takes a support, that is when you can say that there is a trend reversal. And trend reversals don't happen quickly in the case of cryptocurrencies. It does not happen very quickly in the stocks as well, but it takes a lot of time in cryptocurrencies for that trend reversal to come, because everything is so impulsive over here, right? So with that being said, the crash isn't over yet completely. The price is on the descendancy, and it is not a good option to buy on dips in cryptocurrencies, right? Because it is not that even if the price goes down, it can go down by -5, -10%. No, it can go down by -80%, -70%, -50% as well. So why do you want to chase something that is going down? Instead, you can have the patience, right? And you can enter when it starts to form it starts to bottom out, and when you are rest assured that this level of Bitcoin is actually the support level of Bitcoin, that is where it can rest. It can rest in peace for a very short period of time, after which it can move up again. So Bitcoin will remain in its 20s. When I say 20s, I'm referring to the Indian rupees, 20 lakhs, the level from 20 lakhs to 30 lakhs. So it will remain into its 20s for a brief period. if it significantly crosses 32, 33 lakhs, then we are in for something else. Anyhow, we don't have to fight with the price in the case of Bitcoin, right? We don't have to fight with the price. We have to react to the price. So whatever mandate the price tells you, you have to react to it, and in fact respect the price of Bitcoin. Because if you don't do that, uh, well, you can be thrown out of the cryptocurrency world very quickly, and the losses will pile up, and the capital can erode very quickly as well. I am not against cryptocurrencies, neither Bitcoin. I am a very avid investor in cryptocurrencies, and that started back in 2017. But I don't believe in the strategy of every now and then trading in cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin to be specific. And that is one thing which you can learn if you participated in that bull run in 2017, and that is what is expected even now. So the glamour that is going around with cryptocurrencies and all is not there to stay for long, but cryptocurrencies are there to stay for long. The technology blockchain which backs this entire thing of cryptocurrency is a big one, and is about to change the entire world, the way a world looks at technology, right? Wherein everything will be decentralized, and we are entering into a virtual world. We talked about NFTs a couple of days ago. That video is also available in this playlist itself, and you can find it in the description. So with decentralized finance, with NFTs, that is non-fungible tokens, and so many things around the clock, the research is going around the clock, and so much mining going on around the clock as well. The the cryptocurrencies are there to stay, and the regulations can change somewhat, but cryptocurrencies are there to stay. So the crash isn't over, but Bitcoin isn't over also. Apple hints at interest in cryptocurrencies after posting a job for an alternative payments manager. So, the biggest mobile manufacturer of the world is entering into and exploring the payment options using the technology of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So this is a big news, and when something like this is announced, you must be rest assured that something big is going to happen, and cryptocurrencies are definitely here to stay for long time. Similarly, PayPal has also decided to allow users to withdraw cryptocurrency to third party wallets. So this is again one of the biggest payments company of the world is also supporting cryptocurrencies, and it is making this feature available to its users. So when companies like these, and we also know the stance of Elon Musk and SpaceX and Tesla and many other investors like Ray Dalio as well, supporting cryptocurrencies, and in fact they are avid investors in cryptocurrencies as well. So with all this happening, when the big names of the world are supporting a change in the monetary system and taking the world towards a decentralized system, I think we should have some belief in this new system of cryptocurrencies. And that is the reason why it compels me to say that cryptocurrencies are here to stay for long. And though the crash isn't over, as I said, cryptocurrencies are not seeing their last as well. And if you also have a look at the chart on the Indian rupees on the axis, here is the chart. And this is almost similar. Obviously, it has to be similar to US dollars, but here you can see in rupees, the current price here says 27 lakhs, wherein the high over here is above 50 lakh Indian rupees. And this fall over here, wherein it's moving sideways, this sideways move can just be a bluff, after which we can see a move in this direction. Well, eventually it will ease out, and that is what I said. Once it tends to come down below its 20s, that is when I think it will form a base, as it formed during the collapse in 2018. That was the exact and the best time to enter cryptocurrencies, right? So I mean, whenever the retailers go out of the system, that is when the big players come in, and you can be one of those if you just anticipate something that is happening and not make any haste. So with that being said, we come to the end of this particular episode where we talked about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. And I'm repeating for the third time, the crash isn't over. Be watchful, Take every step with caution, but cryptocurrencies aren't over as yet. Thank you. And if you found this information valuable, please make sure that you share, like, comment, and also subscribe the channel and enable the bell icon. This helps the channel grow, and the YouTube algorithm knows that people are liking this content and this particular video and this channel. Hence, it enables it to move up in the search history. So that is why every YouTuber wants their viewers to enable the bell icon, like, share, comment, and all of that. So that will be helpful. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you again.